Hello everyone, welcome back to Data Vidyalaya. I'm Suresh Reddy. So in the last video we have seen like an introduction to NumPy, and we have created a simple NumPy one-dimensional array, and we have created two-dimensional array, and we have created the three-dimensional array as well. Okay, and along with that we have gone through different built-in attributes, like we have gone through about the shape in order to identify the dimensions of an array, like rows and columns. Along with that, we have gone into the n-dimensional array, like what type of the dimension that particular array belongs. It's a one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, three-dimensional array. Along with that, what is the d type? What is the data type of that array? Like int or string or whatever the d types list or whatever the d type it belongs to, that it, it defines that, like int 64 or float or string and all. That is the data type of that array. Along with that, what is the size of the array? Size of the array is nothing but the total number of elements in that particular array. it, those are the attributes that which will define the structure of an array, like a structure or the or means like we will get the knowledge of the total array. Okay, so now we will get into the other ways, like how we can create an arrays from a list tuple, and then we have built-in arrays like identity array, zeros array. So those and all we will see in this video. But before getting into that, please subscribe the channel and share the video if anyone wants to learn the NumPy library, and click on the like button. And if you have any comments or if you have any queries and all, you can ping in the comment section and all. Okay, so now we'll getting into the what are the other ways like we can create an array. Okay, so in the last video we have seen like how to create an array from a list. Okay, so this is nothing but a simple list. Now 1 2 3 is one list, and 3 4. So from list we have created an array. Okay, so before getting into that, I just wanted you to visualize like how we can. So for example, if it is a one-dimensional array, how it will look like how it will be sorted in the we can visualize this array. Whereas two-dimensional array, how you can visualize, three-dimensional array, how you can visualize and all. So that I will be just showing you for your knowledge, like you can think of that how the array looks like and how you can do the calculations visually by understanding that and all. Okay, so so I just drafted a few versions so that you'll get a knowledge on that. So just to visualize only, it's not a thing and all. So for example, if you have defined a one-dimensional array, the visualization of that array looks like this, like 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is just a uh, one-dimensional array, whereas in the two-dimensional array, and here in the left hand side is the indexes of that which we will be getting into the next videos, and we'll see how it looks. So zero element, one element, two element, three element, fourth element. Okay, okay, where it has only one column and five rows. Okay, and whereas in the two-dimensional array we will have the so it's a n dimensions is like 2 comma 3, no, sorry, 2 comma 3, which means we have two rows is like this one is the rows. Okay, 0 1 two rows. Anyways, index will start from 0, no, so that's why 0 1, and three columns like 1 three columns and two rows. So it's a two by three dimensional and two-dimensional array. Okay, and that's how we can visualize the two-dimensional array. Okay, and coming to the three-dimensional array, this is very bit difficult. Like, okay, so this all can't. This is like two-dimensional array. If you see here, if you see in the code, how it looks like is that, so if you see the code in the two-dimensional array, yeah, if you see here, so three-dimensional is 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So it is the it is the first means like we have dimensions like 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 is like first set of array, which is a two-dimensional array, and 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9 is another two-dimensional array. These two will concatenate to form the to form the another three-dimensional array. So that's why we have seen like two is nothing but the two arrays. Okay, two-dimensional arrays. The two-dimensional is a 2 comma 3 is the two-dimensional array. So that's how we can visualize. But when it comes to the visualization, how it works is that so 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 will be the first dimension, first 2D dimension, and 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9 will be the second 2D dimension. Both forms a three-dimensional NumPy array. Okay, so it's like parallel, like 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 is one dimensional array, and behind that we will have this 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9 array. So that's how we can see that how this three-dimensional array looks like. Okay, it's a bit difficult to visualize that, but it looks like that one by one. It will looks like one two-dimensional array, another two-dimensional array, which will form the three-dimensional array. That's why it's when it comes to the shape, no, it will be like two or three or whatever the three dimensions, and then we will have the two dimensions like 2 comma 3, 3 2 comma 2, 5 comma 3, like that and all, which is like two-dimensional array. Okay, that's how we'll concatenate and form the three-dimensional NumPy array. Okay, now we will get into that today's video. Okay, so coming to this today's video is that uh, so now you got the idea like how you can visualize that. Okay, so now we'll see that how we can create that. So it's a simple like, so from a list and all, it's very simple. Like if you consider this as a list data, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you need to add like import np.array, import numpy as np, anyways you will be creating in the top. So np.array of the list data that forms the numpy array from a list. Okay, the same with the tuple. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a tuple, and if you pass this np.array of that tuple, then you will get a you'll form a numpy array. Okay, and the same, these are one dimensional arrays, that's why it is very easy for you to get that idea. Okay, the same with the sets as well. Okay, so convert the set into a list, and then we can use that. Why? Because as these are unordered, no, we need to convert that into ordered, and then we can form an array. Okay, which is that format. Okay, so that's how we can see that by creating this list. I mean, like we can create a numpy arrays from a list tuple as well as the set. Okay, and as I said, like we can create some NumPy supports some arrays, built-in arrays, like where you can create some identity arrays, zero arrays, and full specified arrays and all, with the constant values and all. That we will see like one by one. Okay, suppose first we will go with the NumPy zeros. Okay, so NumPy zeros is like np.zeros, like where they create where if a requirement comes, like where we need to create an array. Okay, with this with a shape of some x, like for example 2 comma 3. Okay, and it has to be filled with zeros. Okay, then you can create an array by using this np.arrays. It's a built-in method in the NumPy where you can create an zeros array. Okay, only it contains the zeros. The same with the ones as well. Okay, so for example, like zeros array is that np.zeros of 2 comma 3. So 2 comma 3 means like 2 rows, 3 columns. Okay, so that's how we can form a 2 rows, 3 columns. Like if you see here, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So 2 rows, okay, one row, second row, and 3 columns like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The same way with the ones. Okay, okay, where np dot np.ones of 4 comma 2, like where you can see like four rows in the sense like one all it means like that particular arrays no array contains only once. np.ones means like only once it will have. Okay. And it will like one four rows and two columns. That's a simple and all. And whereas coming to that, if you wanted to fill with only one constant value. Okay. So where you, when you are doing an manipulations and all, if you have a requirement like where you wanted to have only the particular constant value with the different defined matrix value. For example, np.full of this 3 by 3 matrix, and this is the value which you wanted to pop up. Okay. So that you can give this with the 3 by 3 array with the constant value of 7. So that's any number, any constant value, like mostly we will be using with the ones and nines, like 5, 7, and whatever the constant value, you can use that constant values and all. Okay. So these are some built-in built-in methods, like where we can create an arrays with whatever the shape we want, and that value will be shown in that particular arrays. Okay. If it is zeros, it will be zeros. If it is ones, it will be ones, and it will, if you want to pass any constant value and wanted to create an array with that specific value in that, you can do that. Okay. Now coming to the sequences, like how we can create an array. Okay, with the specific range. Okay, specific range means like specific interval, like for example 0 to 5 or 0 to 10. So that you can do. And you can add some manipulations in that, how with a step of that, or generate 5 point generating 5 points and all, that we can use. So these are just the built-in functions within that NumPy array. Okay, you can just use that based on the requirements and all. Okay. So now if we see here np.arrange arrange, we have seen that range of that particular values, means like it will be giving that between that range and all. The same way here numpy dot arrange arrange means like array, you can consider that a as array and range as well. So it creates an array with so arrange means like with evenly specified values uh, within a given interval. Okay. For example here np.arrange, so the value will be like 0 to 10, and it has to be step by 2, means like 2 is like how many steps it has to jump. Okay. For example 0 to 10 0 2 2, it is step no plus 2, 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 10. For example it has to split 3. Okay. So if you see here, 2 is like a 0 2 4 6 8. For example if we give it 3. Okay. What will happen? 0 plus 3, then 6 plus 9. It will not go beyond the range. Okay. 10 is the range here. So for example here we got only 4 values. For example if we give like 5. Okay. Only 0 5 means like it will exclude the 10, only 0 to 9 only. Okay. So that's what you'll stop before 10 only. Okay. Start at 0 and stop before 10 only. Okay. And steps by 2. Okay. The same way with the line space as well. Sorry. Yeah. So line space, what will learn, it starts with 0 and stops at 10 and generates 5 points. For example, if it is 0 to 10 comma 5. Okay. So 5 is nothing but 5 points. Here it is the split of that. For example, it splits that many. Okay. So whereas here what it will do, it will create a generates a 5 points. Okay. Where if you see the definition here, so it creates an array with a specified number of evenly specified values over a closed interval. Okay. How many specified values? No, here whatever the specified points you have given 5. So within 0 to 10, 5 points needed to be generated here. For example 0, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. For example you wanted to only generate two values only. Okay. Two values. 1 minute. Oh, sorry, not here. It is just the printer. No, for example, you wanted to generate only two values. See 0, 10. Okay. Now let's go to 3. Okay. 0, 5, 10 it will generate. See 0, 5, 10. If it generates like 1, means like every one it will be there. Okay. 0, 1, 2, only one value it generates. Okay. 0, I mean like 0. So for example, if it is 10, 10 values it will generate. See 0, 1.1, 2.3 point. So that only it generates that. Okay. So if you wanted use that line space and all, you can use that. Okay, where it generates that particular point within that range and all. Okay, so it comes like whenever you wanted to within a range and you want that elements to be generated within that range randomly, means like equal split. I mean to say equal split, it will do that. Okay. And as I said, like identity matrix. So identity matrix is like if you see here in the matrix, okay, if you see the matrix, okay, only to that particular row column only it will have that particular one value. Okay, so it creates an identity matrix. Okay, identity matrix in the sense like only if the rows and columns has to be similar, which is square matrix. Okay, where like 4 rows means like 4 rows 4 columns, 2 rows means 2 rows 2 columns, 3 rows means 3 rows 3 columns, 5 rows means 5 rows 5 columns. Okay, first thing is that. Okay, and with ones on the main diagonal, this we call a diagonal line. Okay, in the main diagonal only, and it will have only one, means like one value will be there, remaining and all it will be filled with zeros. Okay, for example, if you wanted to create a 4, means like 4 in the sense like 4 rows 4 columns, that's it. Okay, see 4 rows 4 columns. Okay, if you if you take like 5, okay, 5 rows 5 columns, 5 rows. And if you see here in the diagonal line, everything will be 1, remaining and all will be 0. Okay, so that is the one use of this diagonal matrix. Yeah, the sorry, identity matrix. Okay, so this will be getting like if you have the requirement only where the diagonal value has to be there, 1, remaining and all should be filled with 0, then you can do this. Okay, now coming to the next thing is that random arrays. So you have seen like within a range, and if you wanted the numpy.linspace to generate the 5 points or 10 points within that range, it will generate that. Whereas, see, not only 5, you can generate around 100 as well. For example, see how it generates that. See, 100 values it generates. Okay, which is like equally split and all, it will generate that. Okay, whereas, okay, okay, whereas random is that randomly it generates that. So this we will be discussing more. Okay, this will be discussing more in that, but I will just give you an intro here in this video so that we can discuss that more and all. Okay, so there are two things. Okay, one is like a random.rand, which creates an array with random values between 0 and 1 only. Okay, it will not go beyond that range. Okay, whereas random rand int, you can specify the range as well. Okay, see, we'll see how that. So np.random.rand, where you can generate 2 comma 2. Okay, 2 comma 2, and when you specify that random.rand, only between the 0 and 1 it will generate randomly, it will pick the values. Okay, and whereas we'll see how it works. Okay, see here. So the np.random.rand 2 comma 2 means like 2 rows 3 columns, 2 rows 2 columns. Okay, it generated 0.2, 0.60, 0.54, 0.42, 0.2, randomly between 0 and 1 it will generate that. Okay, suppose 3 comma 3, we let in the same scenario 3 comma 3. See, 3 rows 3 columns, it is randomly generated between 0 1 1. It will not see any values. Okay, just it will generate that between the range of 0 to 1 only. Okay, so now coming to the next one is that random.randint. Okay, here we'll be giving the range of that. Okay, for example, here we are giving the range of 0 to 10. Okay, which is like 10 here we cannot be considered, only 0 to 9 you can consider, 10 is excluded. Okay, and the size is like 3 comma 4 or whatever the size you wanted that array to be from, like 3 rows 4 columns, 0 to 10. Okay, and the value it has to be that integer values, whereas here it is like float values only. Okay, 0 to 1 and it has to be floats. Sorry, I forgot that to mention, only floats only it will generate. Okay, whereas here integers like 0 to 1 10 randomly it will pick between the 0 to 10 and forms that. Okay, see here, see 337019904732. See, every time if I run this, no, this, if you see here, three come both above and below. So randomly it will pick that. Okay, 6841. See it has, and 49811799. So randomly it generated, no, with 0 comma between 0 comma 10 with size 3 comma 4. And again, if I generate again, it will go random. See, again any times random it will keep on generating that. Okay, so that's why we are not stopping is that it is the functionality of that where it has to generate the randomly. Okay, that particular function np.random.randint and all. Okay, and rand also it's only 0 1. Randint means like 0 comma 10. Randint means like between the range 0 comma 10 or 5 comma 10. Like for example, if we specify between 100, okay, 100 and it has to be 3 space. Okay, see how it generates 41 58 65. Every what is the range you are giving now, it will generate between that. Okay, so that's the one we have seen that. Okay, so now coming to so that's the video, like so far that's the topics will be covering in this video. So the topics which we have discussed is that how we can create an array with a list, set and tuple. Okay, list and all anyways we have seen in the previous video as well, but list we can create that, whereas in the set as well we can do that, but set has to be converted into a list or a tuple, and whereas tuple also you can create an array. Okay, and coming to the next one is that we have seen that in numpy.zeros where we can create an array with only zeros in it, and then ones we can create an array only with the ones, and full means like if you take any constant value and within that shape of that you wanted to create an array, you can create an array with the only that particular constant value. And the same way with the identity matrix, which is I. Okay, uh, which is that I in the sense like only the diagonal value will be 1 and it will be square matrix only. Okay, means like rows and columns will be same. And the same way with the next thing like arrange and linspace. Arrange will generate that between the specific range with the step count of that whatever the count you are giving. And the same way with the linspace. Linspace will be different, like where you give a range, okay, between this point and to that point, and how many needed to be generated, like how many points has to be generated and all it will take care. Okay, and the next last thing we have seen is that with the random function. So with the np.random.rand where you can generate a, a specific shape values, shape array with the range between 0 to 1, randomly it will generate the values and the values will be in float value. Okay, and the next is that we can generate the random numpy array with the specific size, or say whatever the array type, like 3 rows 4 columns with the any dimensional array. And the thing is that it will generate within that particular range, randomly it will pull the values from that particular range. Okay, so that's the topics that which we have covered in this particular video. So before that, please subscribe to the channel Data Vidyalaya. In the next video, we'll start with the indexing and slicing basics and all, how it works and all. We'll start with that. Okay. So that's all for today. Okay. Thank you and happy learning.